Welcome back to Petes Dugout. This is episode number 13 of my FIFA 23 career mode, and we are back after Callum O'Hare said his goodbyes to the Sky Blue of Coventry with a last gasp winner against Rotherham to give Coventry all 3 points. He will now lace his boots up for Leeds United in the Premier League, who gave us $7.5 million for his services, and I wanted to get right to work with improving the squad. And the first thing I knew I wanted to do was make the signing of Jonathan Panzo permanent. He is, of course, on loan from Nottingham Forest at the moment, but he's been such a key part of our defence this year, and with McFadzean considering retirement and dropping really quickly in the ratings, it was an easy decision to make. It did take some time to negotiate terms, but we eventually agreed a £3.1 million deal for the Englishman, and I think that suits everybody. Nottingham Forest have made so many signings since getting back to the Premier League this year, and I don't think Panzo's getting back into the team consistently, so he can guarantee a starting position with us and hopefully lead the back line to a first place finish this year. So after our first transfer of the window, we head to the Stadium of Light for a tough game against the Black Cats, and would you believe, they are rock bottom of the table at the moment in this save. You'll notice that I did make a change to the formation for the first time all season in this game, and that was simply due to fatigue. So it's a very traditional 4-4-2 with Walton coming in as the strike partner to Gyökeres and Palmer missing out to give him a well-deserved rest. As I mentioned earlier in the season, the championship calendar is grueling, so I'm surprised it's taken this long for me to have to change formations, and I'm going to be really pleased when I have Hamer and Godden back from injury. So it's a big test for us in our first game without O'Hare, and we get things underway following end-to-end chances falling for Sims, Walton and then Allen, but the keepers are equal to their shots and it stays 0-0. But it's a lively start nonetheless and a sign of things to come, as the corner from Kim is a good one, and there is that connection again. Gyökeres gets on the end of the cross and he heads home to give us a 1-0 lead with just under 20 minutes gone. That's 42 goals now in 30 matches, which is absolutely ridiculous from the Swedish international. His goals had slowed down just a little bit in the last few episodes, but he's back on form, and he almost provides an assist for Walton as the youngster's left-footed shot is hit well, but sails just over the bar. A positive start from the Sky Blues then, but with 30 minutes gone we gave up a big chance to Sunderland. They play the ball down the left wing with purpose and Kirkin is found on the overlap. He drills the ball across goal and Roberts tries the diving header, and thankfully it's a good height for Ronnie to make the save. But it was definitely a wake-up call that one goal wouldn't be enough in this one as we marched down the tunnel with a slender lead. We had to be patient in the second half, but we injected some pace into the game with Towson spraying a pass into Gyökeres and he sets Walton away down the right. The youngster does really well to make space in the box and his shot across goal is off the bar. A solid opportunity to put the game out of reach for the Black Cats, but it remains a tense final half an hour. Thankfully the game did slow down and with 20 minutes to go my players were struggling big time with fatigue. Gyökeres, Sheaf and Edwards make way for the fresh legs of Gineley, Eccles and Rose as we look to hang on to the 1-0 and escape with all 3 points. Not the way I want to win the game, but it's needs must at this point as Walton plays in Allen and Bass makes an important stop. With just over 10 minutes to go, Sunderland made one last push for an equaliser. Sims is played down the left wing and he does well to hold off Rose. He gets the ball back in the box and Panzo trips, but thank goodness for Ronning again, who pushes behind the effort from Sims, and he really should have done better there. But even so, we walk away with the 1-0 victory. Not the best game of football at all, but I'll take the clean sheet and all 3 points. And after the game, we had the very welcome news that Academy prospect Jacob Thomas' position change to Cam was complete. And don't you just love it when this happens? He jumps from 64 overall to 69 overall, and I might have just found my replacement for O'Hare for free in my youth academy. And to top things off, he has the showing great potential tag, which means that he will grow between 80 and 85 overall. And I'm really excited about this and love the realism of bringing a youngster through the ranks to replace O'Hare and giving them a chance in the first team. And that's exactly what I did as we host Hull City in the 4th round of the FA Cup. I did make a few changes to the squad for the game, including 17-year-old Jacob Thomas making his first team debut, and there was a lot of anticipation around the stadium as fans eagerly awaited the performance of the academy grad. No pressure, lad. So we started the game really quickly with Sheaf playing a beautifully lofted ball over the top to Bapega. He sends Gyökeres on a run into the box and hangs one up for the big man, and it's almost the perfect start. The set play from kickoff is executed to perfection, but the keeper reacts brilliantly to make the save. But Hull reacted well to the early chance and it was their turn to get forward down the right hand side. Christie holds off Rose and he's able to make his way into the box after a 1-2 with Williams. He crosses the ball to Traore and Hull City take the lead in the 7th minute. The home crowd are stunned and after almost conceding on one end, Hull come back down the pitch and put themselves in front in the tie. And they weren't satisfied with just one. Christie gets down the right again and plays infield to Traore. He bursts forward and hits a powerful effort goal bound, but he can only hit the side netting. But we did get back into the rhythm of the game with 20 minutes gone as Bidwell takes over down the left wing. He spots Eccles, who uses his body well to shield the ball, turns beautifully in the box and puts it on a plate for Thomas on his debut, but it cannons off the bar and Hull are able to clear. What a dream goal that would have been for the teenager. And there was one more chance before half-time as Tavsan feeds it into Gyökeres. He takes a touch and fires, but the keeper makes a great save, and Christie, who had been brilliant in the first half, heads it clear. So despite our best efforts towards the end of the half, we trail 1-0 heading into the second 45, and I did make one change at the break with Ginelli coming on for Tavsan. The second half action starts with a Hull City corner that's cleared well by Sheaf. Ginelli reacts well and plays a lovely weighted ball through to Debutant Thomas. He gets the ball out of his feet and turns on the afterburners with Hull scrambling back in defence. The youngster paces forward until he's one-on-one, and there it is! The dream debut goal for Jacob Thomas, and what a way to introduce yourself to the home fans. He gets us back in the game after a storming run inside his own half. I did have to be careful though with minutes in this one because we had a big game against Millwall coming up in the league, and with that in mind I did decide to make some early subs with Walton, Allen and McFadzean all coming on for Gyökeres, Sheaf and Panzo. And once again Hull threatened with a corner just before the 70th minute, and it swung into Tufan, who heads goalwards, and Ronin is well positioned to make a big save and keep it 1-1 on the day. The second corner is played in short and the ball is cleared from a big header by Dabo. Hull work the ball back around, but the defending is resilient from Coventry, and McFadzean makes a huge double block, putting his body on the line to stop the Tigers from taking the lead. And as we get the ball back and look to turn and break, Thomas is met with a crunching tackle from behind, and the referee quite rightly says it's a straight red. It's a horrible challenge on the youngster, and it's advantage Coventry as Hull are down to 10 men for the last 15 minutes. And we wasted no time with pushing the ball forward and trying to make the extra man count. As Dabo threads it through to Ginelli, he squares to Walton, who's unmarked in the box, but he can't sort his feet out. He gets the shot off eventually, but Baxter makes the save and he has to score there. But our tails were up now and all momentum was with the home side as we looked to find the winner in the tie. After a neat passage of play involving Bidwell, Bapega and Eccles, the ball is played to Thomas, who unleashes a powerful effort on goal, and Baxter makes another good save. But there was chance for one more attack. Baxter's goal kick is intercepted by Thomas and the ball eventually makes its way to Bapega down the left after a nervy Hull clearance. The youngsters Thomas and Walton link up in the middle to feed it through to Allen. Baxter closes the angle, but Allen squares to Thomas, and would you believe it? The 17-year-old scores a brace on his debut, and it's a winning goal with the last kick of the game to help Coventry progress in the FA Cup. So it's the perfect way to impose yourself to the home fans, and what a star we might have unearthed from the academy. 2-1 the final score on the day, and a quick piece of admin as we head back to the office. Fourth string striker Hogan is going out on a short loan to Argentina for some game time, and a quick look at the table as we find that Watford lost their game, and now we have a 3-point lead at the top of the table. Brilliant news for the Sky Blues, and a little bit of breathing room of course, but we have to keep pushing and grinding out results if we want to win the league. So on to the last game of the episode then, and we are at home once again and play host to 15th place Millwall, looking to keep Vogelslammer quiet this time around, and yes, of course Jacob Thomas keeps his place in the team after a stunning performance against Hull City, which is well deserved. I've got to say I'm absolutely loving how this save has turned out so far in terms of realism. We've got two promising youth forwards from the academy, a Premier League team has poached one of our players, and all of our signings have been what I would consider to be realistic. And that is going to be the plan going forward as well if we're lucky enough to be promoted. I'm not going to just throw all the rules out the window. We'll still build the team realistically with smart signings that fit the system, as opposed to signing wonder kids with massive potential. So as we pick up the commentary in this one, there had already been chances at both ends as Gyökeres is set free down the left. Kim times his run to perfection and Gyökeres plays him through. He takes a touch to put it on his left and he leathers one past the keeper to make it 1-0. I'll be completely honest, Kim has been my favourite player in the save so far. I know Gyökeres is the top scorer, but Kim has been phenomenal since returning from injury, and he's been so crucial to our success with big goals and assists, as Kim can't quite get enough on the ball to flick it past the keeper and make it 2-0. A huge chance goes begging, and Millwall will push straight back down the other end with Bradshaw. He gets past Panzo but tries to cross it, and Bidwell makes a mess of the clearance. He loses possession in a horrible position, and it's Bradshaw with an easy finish. Once again, a defensive error leads to a leveller, and we are the makers of our own downfall. I am guilty of trying to play out from the back sometimes instead of hoofing it clear, but we did get straight back on the front foot as Panzo wins back possession. Gyökeres plays a lovely ball over the top to Thomas, and he's done it again. The youngster has now got 3 goals in his first 2 games, and he's going to be something special. We retake the lead with a glorious first time volley, and you can already tell he's going to be a fan favourite. And he wasn't done there, as we look to finish the half strong. Tavsan motors down the right and plays a superb weighted cut back to Thomas. He hits it first time and it's just over the bar. The youngster's playing with so much confidence right now, and it's brilliant to see. But that last chance would take us to half time, leading 2-1. Our attacking play making up for some poor defensive errors. So no changes at the break then, as we look to press on and make it 6 wins in a row in the league and hopefully increase the gap at the top depending on how Watford get on. And we started the half well. Allen does brilliantly to break forward, and after some smart hold-up play, he finds Thomas on the edge of the box, and oh my word, I'm speechless. 4 goals in 2 games, and it's a left-footed Trivela in the top corner, and the keeper has no chance. The home crowd want to know where he's been hiding all year, as the Sky Blues take a 3-1 lead. But things did get a little scrappy just past the hour mark, and after a few failed clearances at the back, the ball drops to Fleming on the half volley, and Ronin is at full stretch to make the save and preserve the 2-goal lead. So it was time for subs after that chance, as we were looking leggy, with Dabo and Palmer coming on for Blackman and Thomas, who got a standing ovation from the home crowd. And straight after the resulting corner from Millwall, Ronin gets his head up and feeds to Panzo on the turn. Kim makes a smart run inside and Panzo finds him in space. The Korean bursts inside and plays a perfect pass to Tavsan, and that is a tremendous team goal. Get that one in the goal of the month competition, and that is surely game over now as we extend the lead to 4-1. But I'd love to say the 4th goal killed off the Millwall attack, but it really didn't. They kept creating chances and our defenders just couldn't get near them. Fleming, Honeyman and Bradshaw play a lovely triangular pass in, and the latter strikes a powerful effort near post to make it 4-2. We're still in control of the game, but another warning sign, and we needed to shut up shop to finish out the game. I made 2 more subs with 15 minutes to go as Walton and Eccles replaced Gyökeres and Sheaf, and we did manage to see out the rest of the game unscathed. And with 2 minutes to go before extra time, we got the ball forward with Bidwell down the left. He plays in Palmer, who dinks a cheeky chip over the back line. Walton gets on the end of the cross and makes it 5-2. I'm so happy for Walton because he never stops running and gets himself into really good positions. So that's a solid 5-2 result at home, and that's without Gyökeres getting on the score sheet as well. So contributions coming from everyone at the moment, and that just goes to show you how well the team are gelling as a whole. But that's going to do it for another episode of FIFA 23 Career Mode on Petes Dugout. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch my video. If you did like it, then please do drop a like and consider subscribing. I'm still working on that outro, but I'll be back with another episode featuring a new sign-in very soon.